Welcome to Channel's Book Club. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Sam Omatseye is an experienced Nigerian journalist who is known to write with a punch. He is a four-time Nigeria Media Merit Award winner and the author of published books including My Name is Okoro and The Crocodile Girl. During the presidency of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, he wrote weekly articles detailing his thoughts on the critical issues and personalities of those years. His latest book, titled A Chronicle Foretold, is a compilation of those write-ups. Controversial, provocative, and insightful are ways you could describe this book. He recently launched the book at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NIA, Victoria Island, Lagos.
It was a gathering of media personalities, politicians, thought leaders, friends and family members as ace journalist Sam Omatseye launched his latest book titled A Chronicle Foretold at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Victoria Island, Lagos. Known for his fearless, provocative and controversial weekly articles, Sam Omatseye decided to put together the articles he wrote during the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan to make up the core content of this new book.
Which I recommend to all Nigerians, to the world at large. Thank you.
Respected writer and journalist Kunle Ajibade was the reviewer, and he shed some light on the new book and its author.
Omatseye is less of a prophet and more of an irate, lyrical, and powerful describer and interpreter of political and social realities of our country. Like Roger Rosenblatt of Time magazine, one of his role models in journalism, Omatseye believes that history and literature are the blood and water of excellent writing. So his head is an archive of so many quotes from hundreds of fascinating books he has read. Literature and history are major sweeteners of his journalistic writing. Omatseye has a good mind. His constant bellicosity, his unfailing punditry, even his moral righteousness may offend some delicate sensibilities. But he says in Feeding the Monster, one of the pieces in this book, that he will continue to state his point as his conscience propels him.
Politicians at the event took the opportunity to weigh in on the book and national matters. One of the prominent contributors was the Minister of Power Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola.
The Chronicle an event that is now chronicling itself. We're now living witnesses to a chronicle of what happened in the highest places in public service in Nigeria over the last few years. Somebody had warned us, but did we listen? And Sam wasn't the only one. So, every season has a lesson. And I hope that we have learned the lesson of that season, and we will learn the lesson of this season. One of the lessons, of course, is what did we do at the time of our prosperity? At the time we earned $100 for each barrel of crude oil on a sustained period for almost a decade or more. Should we be in the position that we are in? That is the lesson for the season.
Not surprisingly, the author was glad to see his hard work celebrated.
I feel very, very happy and also relieved. You know, when you put things together and you ask people to come, you are imposing yourself on people's time. And if they can come together and do that, you feel really honored. You also feel relieved.
And should we be expecting a Chronicle Foretold on the years of President Muhammadu Buhari's presidency?
When I started the Jonathan era, I didn't think I was going to put them together. So I don't know yet. Let us see the events unfold. Yes.
I sat with Sam at Terra Culture to talk about his writing and a Chronicle Foretold. Sam Omatseye, thank you for joining us on the channel's book club.
Thank you. I'm deeply delighted to be here.
It's a pleasure having you here. And congrats on your new book, A Chronicle Foretold.
Foretold.
I like that
yes.
title.
Thank you.
But we'll come back to this. Let's explore you, the writer, Sam, the writer.
Yes.
Now, this book is a compilation of your articles.
Yes.
Over a
4-year period. 4 to 6 years.
Period. So you've been a columnist for many years.
Yes.
Writing every single week. Now,
Exactly.
I've tried to write some articles, and I know how tough it is.
Yeah.
What's life like for somebody like you who writes every week?
It's a contemplative life. It's a life in which everything takes a magnified color and posture, because you're trying to see what is beneath the event, what is beneath the personality, what is beneath the image, what is beneath the word, what is beneath the news conference, what is beneath the explosion on the street. So you are perpetually engaged. You are engaged on the level of perception, you're engaged on the level of observation, but principally you're engaged on the level of language. So you want to see how you can make sense of all of them. And I know as columnists, what we do essentially is to recycle ourselves, because you have core beliefs and core convictions, but you have to make them interesting. You have to bring, as it were, new vistas to things that are actually familiar. So if you write about fuel subsidy today and you're going to write about it tomorrow, you want to restate your core beliefs without appearing as though you're trying to bore the reader. Exactly. So it's a very engaged and contemplative life, and columns can get boring easily if you don't understand that your job is not only to educate but also to entertain.
Okay, tell me about that regimen.
Yeah.
You know, that discipline.
Yes.
How tough is it? When do you start writing your articles? Do you feel a sense of panic at times that you're almost you've almost missed your deadlines, and so what's that life like?
I like that question. It used to be so many years ago. You get in front of the typewriter and you're looking for the first word. I mean, you want to get kick-started, and then it never happens, and then you walk around. In those days when I was in Concord, where I started writing columns, sometimes you want to write, I discover, at that time I used to write with my pen, and there was what we call off-cut, a sheet of paper cut out of the newspaper rims, and you just want to start writing. I discover that the blank page is just mocking at you, and then you decide you want to get up and walk around and go and do something else and see whether in the process you can gain time and gain inspiration. And over the years, I know there's no such thing as inspiration. It's just a way of mystifying the writing process. If you want to write, you write. It's not so these days. If I want to write, it's fairly natural to me. I haven't done it repeatedly for years and years and years. There's no week in which I don't write a new column. It has, since I came back from the US in 2006, I've written a column a week.
Every week.
Other than other things I write, editorials and stuff, I write a column a week, and this also amidst my creative endeavors and all of that.